My name is Nicole Whitlock, and I am with eCom Sellers. My passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them get focused, get organized, get consistent in their business. And if that is you, I am here for you. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session, but we'll get into that. So we are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. And today's topic, in addition to going over the daily ecom planning checklist, is to talk about using the Amazon Seller app. This is like part two. So if you didn't get a chance, go back and watch part one of this series so that you have the opportunity to follow along. So with that, we're going to get into today's topic. Again, as I said before, we're live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group and also live on Clubhouse. In Clubhouse, you can go and download the daily ecom planning checklist so that after we talk about the app, you can go through and use that information to help you follow along on the checklist discussion. So you can go to the files section of the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So go to files. And then once you go to the files section, download the PDF for the daily, weekly, and monthly planning checklist. So with that, let me give me just a second. I am going to see if we have had so much fun this morning just trying to do anything. Oh, gotta love it, guys. All right, technology. It never goes wrong. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move forward. So let's talk about this Amazon Seller app. So a couple of different things. In part one of this series, we actually talked about the app in general, some of the things you can see, some of the things you can do, and basically, how the app works. It's very similar. There's a lot of functionality that they've added over the years. Trust me, when I first started working on this app, they didn't have as much stuff as they do now. A lot of stuff has been added to the app. So you can do a lot from your app. There's still a lot of stuff I like to do from my desktop or from my computer, my laptop. But again, there's a lot of stuff you can do from the app. So when you go through and, you log into your Amazon Seller app, which is the little icon that is black with the white lowercase letter A, when you actually click on that icon and you've already logged in, you've already created your Amazon Seller account, one of the things that you'll see is you'll see the option for add a product on your main page. When you click on the words add a product, there's so many different ways in which you can actually look up a product. One, and I didn't highlight it, but you can actually type in the words for the product. So up there at the top, there's a magnifying glass that says search Amazon to sell. And you can actually type in the product itself if you know the exact name. If not, if you previously scanned it, you can actually go to your history or you can go to your scanned products and you can go and find and locate that product so that way, if you're out and about, you're scanning, then, and this is scanning products if you're doing retail arbitrage, or if you're at home and you're scanning from your screen, your actual laptop screen, you can actually scan the image of products. And if Amazon finds that product online, then it will pop up on your app. And then that way you can easily add it to your inventory, which is an amazing thing. Like, I love that because it just streamlines everything. But if you're out and about and you're scanning some products, a couple of things I like to look at, or if I'm looking at products online, is one, I am looking for the Amazon seller rank. Now, we're going to get into seller rank later on in this series, so I encourage you to tune in and share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the daily ecom planning checklist sessions where we talk about different things to help you on your e-commerce journey. But in any case, the Amazon seller rank is so important because that tells you the velocity of this particular product, how frequently it's selling, how fast it's selling, all of that. So the lower that number, the faster the item is selling. It also tells you what category it's in, and it gives you the product name. This is the name that someone else, whoever created this listing, they put it up. This is the name that's on it. So, and the sales rank. So this is the, whoever created this original listing, what you're about to do possibly is you're going to piggyback off of an existing listing, which is fine. You're going to sell yours. If you sell on eBay, there's a whole sell yours. So you're going to sell yours, which is called piggybacking. And the bottom half of the screen, once you pull it up, is a little bit of information. The current low price for that particular product, and that doesn't mean you have to sell yours for the low price. In addition to that, it tells you whether or not Amazon is on the listing or not. It tells you your selling eligibility. So you're going to see that little green checkbox that says you can sell this in a new condition. And then you see the 4 buttons at the bottom, which is scan. You can scan another product. You can search another product, which is going to bring you back to that little search box over add a product there. You can favorite this product. So if you plan on selling it over and over again, that's probably a good thing to do. That way it's easily found and you can just easily pull it up and make adjustments as you need to, or edit the price or whatever you happen to be doing, or edit the quantity and for your listing. And then there's a list button. That little list button looks like a little sort of a semi-price tag sort of thing. I'm not really sure, but it says list. So that's all in that frame there that I've highlighted on the screen. Again, we're live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So if you can't see this, the other thing that you're going to see in this box where it says, the low price, next to the low price, it's going to give you the FBA fees. And that is if you are going to sell it on Amazon and you're going to send it to an Amazon warehouse, you're going to see the estimated FBA fees. There's always a little asterisk there. And then your net proceeds, how much money you're going to make off of this product. Okay. And that's making an assumption that you are not, that there's some other stuff you have to fill in. So we'll talk about that in just a second. It also tells you how many other sellers are on this listing, that line that's right below it. So it says right now that there are 2 sellers on this particular listing that have FBA. That means fulfillment by Amazon. They sent in inventory to Amazon. And there are 6 total offers. And those are people that are either the FBA and the others. So, and it's giving you the low price or the prices for those. So the good thing that I like to notice is that Amazon's not on the listing, which is okay. I mean, Amazon can be on the listing, but they, sometimes they get dominant. Sometimes they don't, just depends. There's a whole rotation of the buy box, which is a whole nother discussion. But in any case, buy boxes, meaning you actually get the box so that when customers are on Amazon and buying products, that your listing shows up in the box first versus any of the other 6 listings. Okay, so the next 2 images next to that is when you click on the triangle where your price is listed, the little sort of, it's actually a greater than sign. It's not really a triangle. When you click on the sort of greater than sign next to the row where it says low price is $12.99, you're actually going to see one thing. And the letters that are orange is the tab that you're currently in. So you have an Amazon Fulfilled tab and you have a Seller Fulfilled tab. Those are the 2 tabs you see. The Amazon Fulfilled tab, again, it expands the information that you're currently seeing in the other window, which was the price of this product was $12.99. The FBA fees were $6.10. And then you have shipping to Amazon, which you can change that setting. We'll go into that another day. And the cost for purchasing this product, which right now we're just showing you the screen. We haven't populated the cost for purchasing this product. And then the net proceeds, if it cost you $0 to purchase this product, then the net proceeds is $6.70. On the other tab, you're going to see the seller fulfilled or merchant fulfilled. Sometimes the word seller and or merchant fulfilled is interchangeable in the Amazon world, or any seller platform world, really. So seller fulfilled means you are going to ship to the customer when they buy it from you. So the low price is, the price is still $12.99. Amazon's giving you $4.99 in shipping credits for this particular product. The estimated fees are $1.04. You see it's a difference between the FBA fees and the Amazon fees and the fact that you're getting shipping credits. Then the shipping to the customer, again, you can set that. Right now, mine on this screen is showing as $1, but you can set that in your back office as well. And then the cost to acquire the product and your net proceeds. So in this example, the net proceeds is $10.95 if I do seller fulfilled. I will tell you, for some people, seller fulfilled is definitely more profitable than FBA. But seller fulfilled requires you to ship it to the customer, or you have to have a process in place to get the product to the customer, whether it is, you're going with a fulfillment center or whatever. So up to you. The next thing is, as we go through the slides, if you were to click on the greater than sign for the other offers that we previously were looking at, then you'll get to see a list of the other sellers and what they are selling the product for. Now, this is the thing I always pay attention to. I'm always interested in what they're doing to the price. Are they bringing the price up? Are they bringing the price down? What are they doing to the price of this product? So you can see one person selling for $12.99, but everybody else has got something higher than $12.99. The one that has Amazon FBA, $12.99. This is just launched. But there's another person that is Amazon FBA, and theirs is $17.59. Now, how do I know that? I see that little Prime with the checkbox next to it, or sorry, the little orange check next to it. That is telling me that person has sent their inventory into Amazon, and they have the Prime. They give the little Prime logo. Now you can do seller fulfilled Prime, but again, there's some other criteria you have to meet in order to get to that place. So these are the two people that have sent in the inventory on FBA when we saw on the previous screen. And so we know what they're selling it for, and then we can see what the others are. Now, I didn't show all of the sellers. You can only see so many. I have to scroll up and down. That's the great thing about the app, is you can scroll up and down and see all the prices. And so that information is helpful. You can make some decisions based off of that. Okay, Nicholas. All right, so then the next thing is we're going to go in and we're going to fill in our price. So let's say we bought this particular product at Ollie's, and I can tell you this is where I found the product. We'll say that we bought it from Ollie's for $5. You want to put your price so that way you can get some really good estimates. If I do seller fulfilled, I'm still going to make a profit of $5.95 if I don't adjust my customer shipping to the customer. If I do FBA, I put in the $5, I am still going to make $1.70. Now, if the sales rank is low, if it's like, I don't know, 2,100, something like that, that means the thing is selling like crazy. So making $1.70 on a bunch of different sales, I'm okay with that. So the last thing is that when you are ready to actually add this particular product to your inventory, you're going to click on the list button. Now, a strategy that I always use is if I find a product that I can source and sell and make a profit, and it has a good sales rank, it's something that people are already looking for, I am going to go ahead and list right then, whether I am listing in the store or whether I'm sourcing online and I find the item, I'm going to list it before I've actually acquired it. So one of the things that you can do is when you're at the store and you're going through with your cart and you're scanning, you find profitable things you're going to put into your basket. As soon as I put it in my basket, I'm going to click on the list button right then. I'm going to change the price and I'm going to put it, click on the list button. Now, clicking on list doesn't mean that it's actually active on Amazon just yet. It could be that you're planning on sending it into Amazon FBA, one of the warehouses, and that would mean that you're going to have to ship it to Amazon when you get home. Otherwise, or when you get the inventory, like if you're ordering it, you'll have to ship it to Amazon when you get the inventory. Or you can do seller fulfilled, merchant fulfilled. And that would mean that if you click list while you're in the store and you fill in the little boxes we're about to go through, that listing is going to be live real time right then. Okay. So the listing would be live. That means people can buy it from you before you get out of the store. And that has happened to different sellers who are, if you are on the selling journey, that happens sometimes where people will buy stuff from you before you even had a chance to buy it from the store yourself. So keep that in mind. Clicking the list button, adding it to your inventory saves you a bunch of time. So when you get home, you don't have to add all this inventory add all these products to your inventory yourself. That's one thing, put them in your back office. And it just saves you a bunch of time. It's already in your inventory. And so then that way you can go through and do whatever adjustments you need to make or prepare a shipment to go into Amazon, or vice versa. You can, from your app, do different things to change the price, change the quantity. Let's say you went back and you got 10 because you sold 2 before you even got to the checkout. You went back, clear the shelf, and then bought the other remaining 8 that maybe were on the shelf. So as you click on list, this is what you're going to see. One, you're going to see the product again. It's going to give you the Amazon ASIN. And that's going to be helpful as you go and research stuff in your back office. This is also the ASIN that you're going to see in the URL. So this is the Amazon assigned number. You're going to see the sales rank again. And then you're going to see, how many different listings there are, all that information that we previously looked at. The other thing is you scroll down on this page after you've clicked on list, you have the ability to click on more attributes, which means it's going to open up some other fields that are available for you to add information to on Amazon. You can decide whether or not you feel like you need more fields or if what they provide is sufficient. What they're going to provide you is a field for you to type in your SKU, a field for you to put your quantity, a field for you to put your price, and a field for you to put the condition. Those are the main things that Amazon cares about at this point when you're adding the inventory. If you click on more attributes, more fields are going to open up. And in the lower half, if you're selling on multiple platforms, you're actually going to see the and the price of your product, the price of your product, the condition, and then whether or not you're going to ship it yourself or whether or not you're going to send it to Amazon FBA. So if you're going to ship it yourself, that's fine. Click the radio button that I will ship the product myself when people buy it from me. If you click on the radio button for Amazon will ship it, that means you're going to send it into an Amazon warehouse, or you're going to wait for them to check it in, and you're going to pay the Amazon FBA fees. And hopefully your item will sell before the Amazon storage fees start kicking in. If you sell on other platforms, then you'll also see at the bottom of the page your quantity for whichever platforms you sell on. So at the very bottom, you can see, for me, I have United States, Canada, and Mexico on this app. And so the quantity, once I start filling in these fields, would actually show up there. If I put in 20 quantity, it would show 20 quantity, and I can split that out, decide where I'm going to sell it for, and things like that. So the next thing is me filling in the fields. So I'm going to start filling in the fields that we previously talked about. So your SKU, some people allow Amazon to default a SKU, and some people choose their own SKU. So you can choose, huh? Yeah, I guess so. So you can choose to create your own SKU. For some, they use a combination of the date in which they have purchased the product, the price in which they paid for the product, and a store in which they bought it from or where they purchased it from. You can choose whatever SKU naming convention that you want, and we can talk about SKUs in another segment. But you can create your own SKU, or you can let Amazon assign a SKU. If you are good at tracking what your cost is, and like, let's say you buy some products with expiration dates, then some people will make sure that the expiration date is also in the SKU. It makes it easier if you come up with a naming convention that works for you. It makes it easier for you to sort through your inventory and make adjustments where you need to, pull down listings where it makes sense because of the fact that like the expiration date is coming up, that kind of stuff. So come up with a SKU naming convention that works for you. Then I'm going to populate the quantity, and I'm going to populate what my price is. So you don't have to sell it for the low price. You can sell it for the price you want to. In this example, I put $17.99. Okay. I could have gone higher. I can do whatever I want to there. Then you put the condition of the product and shipping group. Now, this is all sort of set in my settings. If you want to go and change some of that, you have the ability to do that in your back office. If you want to set up some other shipping template. Then the next thing is fulfillment channel. So I am shipping it to the customer myself. I'm doing merchant fulfilled. Why they choose seller fulfilled on the front of the app, and then on the back end, when you are getting ready to list, choose merchant fulfilled. I don't know. They just need to keep the same words. But anyway, merchant fulfilled and seller fulfilled, as I said before, are the same thing. And or I could have Amazon send it to my customers for me, which means I'll get the little Prime logo on it. Then once I have done that, the last thing I want to do is scroll all the way to the bottom and click on save and finish. Once I click on save and finish, it has now been added to my inventory. You typically get like a, congratulations, you successfully listed this item. But these days, like when I do it, I don't know if there's something going on with my app, if I need to update my app. I'm not getting that congratulations, but don't be surprised if you don't see, congratulations, your item's been listed, because that's a common thing that used to come up all the time. And I may just need to upgrade my app. I haven't upgraded it in a while. So the next thing that you're going to see, because they will push out, much like other apps, there's updates to apps. So push out updates. So you can, if you need to, you want to stay on top of that. The next thing that you'll see is you can go into your inventory, as we talked about before, and you will see your particular product. If you want to change your product, change your price, if you want to adjust the cost that you're shipping to the customer, if you want to make any adjustments, you can make adjustments to that particular product once it's in your inventory, and you can make those changes directly from the app. So you can go over to, you have 4 different tabs in which you can go and make adjustments. Well, 3 of them really. Two really, the pricing and the inventory. Those are the 2 places where you can make adjustments. You can delete this listing, you can close the listing, you can update the available quantity, you can change the price. All of that stuff are things that you can do under pricing. Okay, so my 2 screens, they're kind of flipped. It is pricing, and then the screen that's next to it on the left is actually the bottom half of that screen. But in any case, you'll be able to see everything where you can go and make adjustments to the pricing. You can make adjustments to the quantity under inventory. Catalog is where the listing is, and then your sales. And that's the sales that you'll see if you click on the sales tab is your sales stats. And so you can also see your sales stats in other places. So I hope this information is helpful. Tune in. We're going to definitely go through a series. And I believe next in the series is either seller rank, or it could be how to request approval. So if that is something that you need help with, make sure that you check the next video for that. So if you're ready to turn up the dial on your e-commerce business, get more laser focused. My tongue just lost itself there. Get laser focused with your e-commerce business, then I would encourage you to grab the 2023 eCom Planner. We have it currently at a discounted price. You can go to myecomplanner.com and grab that planner right now for 2023 at the current price. It is an amazing planner. It's gorgeous. I'm just telling you, it's absolutely gorgeous. So you can go to myecomplanner.com. It is the ultimate e-commerce planner. It was created for sellers by sellers, and it's your opportunity to get focused, get consistent, and make progress in your business. Let's move the needle in our business in 2023 or 2022. You can grab the digital version right now at a discounted price. If you want to schedule a free coaching session with us, you can go to ecomsellers.com, click on free resources, and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session there anytime you're ready. And if you need some support, some help on your e-commerce journey, you can go directly to eCom Sellers Academy. Join us. It's $17.99 a month. It's terribly affordable. You get a weekly retail arbitrage, online arbitrage list. You get a wholesale list, and you get some other perks in addition to discounts on purchases with eCom Sellers. So go and join eCom Sellers Academy right now. We have a live weekly training session and so many other things. Go to ecomsellersacademy.com right now. So we're ready to go through the checklist. Hopefully earlier, as I said before, I encourage you to go download the daily planning checklist. If you didn't go do that, please go do that now. Download the checklist so that you have it available. We are on Clubhouse so that after this discussion is over, after talking about the checklist, if you want to talk about your business, if you want to discuss what's happening, if you have any questions, if you want to extend the conversation, go over to Clubhouse, join the eCom Sellers Club, and let's talk in there. So with that, let's go over the daily eCom planning checklist, shall we? All right. So with the daily eCom planning checklist, the goal, the objective is to help you to take intentional steps, intentional action in your business, and be consistent. Be intentional, be consistent. That's the biggest thing. So there are 4 things that we recommend that you do the night before. Those things can take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And there are 5 things that we recommend you do the morning of to help grow your business, to help you be consistent in your business, and to make progress in your business. And those can take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, as I said before. If you participate in the weekly planning session, it could take 5 minutes for both. If you don't, then you probably want to spend the full 15 minutes. So that's a 30-minute investment so that you can grow your business. And I think 30 minutes, your business is worth the 30 minutes. It really is. So the steps and the information we're talking about is general enough that it applies to any e-commerce method. Doesn't matter if you're doing private label, white label, print on demand, drop shipping, wholesale, liquidation, thrifting, books, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Like, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. These are action steps that you can continue to make progress and gain momentum in your business. These are things that are going to help you to see what you're doing, whether or not you're being disciplined enough to turn this business into a real business and be a true entrepreneur versus it being a hobby and something that you randomly, haphazardly play with. Okay? So, the first thing on the journey is the night before, we're going to go through and we're going to review our schedule that we put together for that day. And we're going to see whether or not we did or did not make progress. How did things go? What did we accomplish? What did we complete? What did we not complete? Do we need to carry anything over to tomorrow? Do we need to move anything to next month? Here's the deal. There's going to be stuff that we put on our checklist, our schedule for the day that we're just not going to get through. It could be personal, it could be business, and it's just the nature of life. You can have 20 things on your schedule and maybe an aggressive schedule, and you only got 8 done. We're still going to celebrate that, okay? Because it's progress. But what we want to do ultimately, the reason why we kind of see where we are is we kind of rate the day, grade the day, assess the day to see how we did. We're always reviewing how we did so that we can see if there's any lessons learned in the day. There might be some lessons learned that day. And if there are, let's make sure that we learn them or we're aware of them so that way we can create a better schedule in the future and or make adjustments where it makes sense. So I always encourage you to create an inclusive schedule, not just a schedule that's focused on your business, because God blesses us with 24 hours in the day. Of those 24 hours, we are awake anywhere from 18 to 16. So things happen throughout the day that can bleed into your work time and or things happen throughout the day that can bleed into your personal life. And all of the things that are happening in that 24-hour period are not just your business. So build a realistic schedule so that you can build enough padding around different things. Let's say you have a doctor's appointment. I always like to add an extra 15-minute pad on the beginning because you never know what's going to happen with traffic. And I also like to add an extra 30-minute pad on the tail end because if anyone goes to the doctor's office or the dentist office, you know that they're never ready for you when you get there. You know you're going to be sitting in that room for a while. So even if they say my appointment is at 1:00, I know that I might as well just extend that to 2:30. So then that way I'm not mad about the fact that I didn't get out of the doctor's office in enough time to get back to whatever was next on my schedule for the day. So again, adding some padding, that's the lesson learned. And so from this point forward, or for the majority of my life, I've always added padding to doctor's appointments and dentist appointments. Then the next thing on the list is we go through and we look at our daily tracking stats. You should be tracking where you are in your business. What did you do today in your business? What are the things that you listed? What are the things, how many did you list? What did you sell? Like those things that are critical income producing activities that are actually going to make a difference in your business. So knowing what your sales are, knowing what your profits are, knowing, your ads and what are your ads doing? Things that you're checking on a daily basis to see that you're making progress in your business. How much did you spend in expenses? What was your mileage? There's a long list that we have inside the eCom planner. So if you go to grab the myecomplanner.com, you can go see the list yourself. But you go in and you update your daily tracking stats. After you do that, the next thing we suggest is that you go look at your personal business and work online calendars. Now, you do have a calendar inside of my eCom planner, but a lot of people, I like to use a Google Calendar. I have always used a Google Calendar. I like it. I think it's very convenient. And so having an online calendar, I have multiple online calendars. If you've ever worked with me one-on-one, you'll be like, oh my God, how does she keep anything straight? I probably have about 25 to 30 calendars, and that's not an exaggeration, inside of Google because it allows you the opportunity to create other calendars. So anyway, I have multiple calendars. So I go and look at my multiple calendars. That's what I do. But maybe you have a personal calendar. Maybe you have a business calendar, some of the things that you had on your plan. That's an online calendar. And maybe you have a calendar at work. And so you need to make sure that you go and eyeball that so you know what's coming up tomorrow. Okay. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and build out the schedule for tomorrow. What are the things we have on the agenda? What are the intentional actions we're taking in our business to make progress on the things that are going to make a difference in our business? Okay. Those income producing activities, what are they? We're going to build out our schedule and we're going to include everything personal and business so that way we know where our time is being spent in the 24 hours that God gave us. Where's the time being spent? So that's the other thing. I think that as you go on this journey, the more consistent you are about that, you will find where you are wasting time. I'm not saying we all don't need downtime because trust me, over the last 3 years, sometimes we just need to sit down and just stare at the wall. That's just the way it is because we're just mentally exhausted at this point for many different reasons. But you need to know where you're wasting time. And if you find that you're spending a significant amount of time, binge watching stuff, you got to be accountable to yourself because nobody else is going to know that this is what you're doing with your time. When you're mad about the fact that your business is not growing, you need to check yourself. Okay. If your business is not growing because you're binge watching Netflix or you're binge watching Hulu or you're on some game or whatever, then you need to say, okay, I need to gain some self-control, some self-discipline, and stop wasting the time that has been given to me because time is a precious gift. And I need to go use that time to be more productive and to do something that's going to actually make me money. So that's another thing that the schedule does for you. It actually holds you accountable for you, but only if you're honest with yourself. Nobody else is going to see your planner except for you. Nobody else is going to see what you write in there except for you. So if you need to talk harsh to yourself like a coach, do what you need to do so you can kick yourself in the butt. All right. So then today, 15 minutes you're going to spend this morning. You're going to go through and you're going to reassess yesterday because we're always working to build a better schedule. We're always looking to learn and to get better. So that's step one of the process. Step two is we're going to go through and update our weekly priorities and weekly habits. Where are we on that journey? This is week 3 of October. And so what were the things that we had that were listed as a priority for this week? What are the things we need to accomplish no matter what? And what are the priorities, the things that we're tracking, the habits that we're tracking that are going to help us to be more consistent and be more productive in our business and or life, because again, some of the habits that you're tracking may be life related and not 100% business related. It's probably a good mix of personal and business and maybe some other things. You could have some fitness in there, you could have some spiritual in there, maybe you want to read the Bible more frequently. Could be any number of things. So what are those things that you're tracking? We're also going to go eyeball our monthly plan that's inside of our planner itself. You can also look at your monthly plan that's also in your Google Calendar, whatever calendar you're using, just to make sure you have a good cross-reference of where you are in the month and where you are towards the goals and objectives that you established for the month of October. If you haven't made any progress towards them, you're in the 3rd full week of October. And so you got to kick yourself in the butt, I guess. You need to get going. And then number 4 is that we're going to go ahead and pull out that schedule that we built yesterday or checklist. If you don't like schedules, some people don't like to commit to a time in which they're going to do something. So maybe you just like to say, you know what, I'm going to do some things in the morning. I'm going to do some things in the afternoon. I'm going to do some things in the evening. Now, we're not going to be vague and generic like some things. We're actually going to detail out what are the things I need to check off the list for today to get done in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. So what did you put together for your schedule or your agenda to do things for today? Let's go through that. Let's review it. Let's eyeball it so that way those are the things that will keep us focused or redirect us when we fall off the wagon or our train falls off the tracks for the day. For whatever reason, it gets us back centered on where we need to be. When you initially start doing this, trust me, everything about your body and your energy is going to fight it. And eventually you'll discipline yourself to get back on schedule over time with repetition. And then last but not least, step 5 is to write out a draft of the schedule for tomorrow. So you can build a draft schedule for tomorrow and use that to help you get started. Don't worry, you're going to rewrite it again tonight, maybe, based on what happens today. And you'll look at it again tomorrow morning. So the last thing is we always are looking for things that are going to disrupt or interrupt this routine that we're working to establish. That is something that I think we don't always pay attention to. So one of the things that I do is I kind of look for those things that are happening today and also the things that might be happening later on this week or next week. What are those things that are potentially going to disrupt or interrupt this routine that I'm working to establish? These are things that are going to take up some time. So going to a doctor's appointment is going to take up a little bit of time. And I always work to make sure that I never schedule doctor's appointments in the window in which I say I'm going to be working in my business. So if I'm working in my business every day from 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock or 8 o'clock until 1 o'clock, I don't schedule doctor's appointments in the morning. As much as I hate going to afternoon doctor's appointments, I don't schedule doctor's or dentist appointments during my working time. That's just something I don't do because I don't like that breakup of my day. If I have things that are set, I want to be able to get those things done and then go do the other stuff that happens in my life if I can control it. Now, there are times when you have zero control of that. And so on those days when you have to schedule a doctor's appointment in the middle of your workday, then you make adjustments to your workday schedule to accommodate that doctor's appointment so that way that break in the routine, the break in the pattern doesn't cause you to completely fall off your schedule. That's one of the challenges that people have when you look at what happens with New Year's resolutions is that as soon as they have a break in their routine, then that break in that routine is just a little bitty crack. And then they'll have another break in the routine, and that makes the crack a little wider, a little wider, a little wider. And then before you know it, like, oh, okay, I missed 5 workouts this month or 5 workouts this week. And there's only 7 days in the week, and you miss 5. Like you just continue to come up with reasons to go back to your old ways and go back to your old habits. So do what you can to make adjustments to your life to accommodate these things that you need to do that are important things to do. This does not mean emergencies. Emergencies are a completely different thing, but you're looking for things that are going to disrupt your schedule and disrupt your routine and make adjustments to that day's plan or that week's plan in order to keep your train on the tracks. Another example would be, let's say your mission is to create 20 listings every single day, which means at the end of a week, if you're doing 7 listings a day, or sorry, 7 listings for the week, 7 days in a week. Sorry, if you're working 7 days in the week, that means you're putting up 140 listings. If you're putting up 140 listings and if something happens, what you want to do is you need to make adjustments. Maybe if your doctor's appointment's on Wednesday, maybe on Tuesday, instead of doing 20, you do 25. And maybe on Thursday, you do 25 so that you can reduce the number of listings that you have to create on Wednesday and drop it down to 10. So that way, again, you're still maintaining momentum, you're still reaching your goal for the week, and you're also, shortening the window in which you're going to be working on listings so that way you can still accomplish your goal. It's still attainable. So I hope this information is helpful. I hope you use it on your journey to becoming that amazing seller that you've always wanted to be, that you see yourself being. And I hope that you'll tune in to our next segment. So with that, my name is Nicole Whitlock. We are live on Clubhouse. So if you want to come and have a discussion about your business, talk about where you are in this journey, ask some questions, share your thoughts, get some guidance on building a better schedule, you can join me over there. Otherwise, my prayer for you is that you have an amazingly focused, highly productive, and successful day. My passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey get focused, get organized, get consistent. So I hope that's my prayer for you. And with that, we're going to say goodbye for now. Bye, y'all.